My girlfriend secretly sold my dog because I wouldn't give her money for a new makeup set. I did nothing at first. Then, I quietly transferred all her property into my name and left her. When she found out, she completely lost it. I came home to an empty apartment. No barking, no clicking of nails on hardwood, no tail wagging at the door. "Max!" I called out. Silence. I walked through every room, checked under the bed, behind the couch, in the closet. My girlfriend was sitting at the kitchen table, scrolling through her phone. New makeup spread out in front of her, palettes, brushes, lipsticks still in their packaging. "Where's Max?" I asked. She didn't look up. "I sold him." The room tilted. "You what?" "I sold him. Some family on Craigslist. They picked him up this morning." I stared at her. "You sold my dog." "Our dog," she corrected. "And I needed money. You wouldn't give me any for the makeup set I wanted, so I figured it out myself." My hands started shaking. "That was my dog. I've had him for 6 years." She finally looked up, shrugged. "He was just a dog. You'll get over it." I stood there, couldn't move, couldn't speak. She went back to her phone. The kitchen light hummed above us. The refrigerator kicked on. Outside, a car alarm chirped twice. The sound felt distant, like it was coming from another world. I looked at the makeup spread across the table. Expensive brands. The kind she'd shown me on her phone a week ago. The kind I'd said we couldn't afford right now. She was testing a lipstick on the back of her hand, rubbing it in, comparing shades. I didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't throw anything. I just walked to the bedroom, closed the door. Sat on the edge of the bed. Max was gone. The dog I'd raised from a puppy, who slept next to me every night, who sat with me when my father died, who knew when I was having a bad day before I did. Gone, for makeup. The apartment smelled like her perfume. Expensive. The kind I'd bought her last month because she said it made her feel confident. The scent was everywhere now, in the sheets, in the air, overwhelming. I could hear her laughing at something on her phone in the other room. My phone buzzed, a text from my mom asking how Max was doing. She'd bought him a new toy last week, a squeaky duck he'd carried around for 3 days straight. I didn't answer. That night, she acted like nothing happened. Made dinner, talked about her day, showed me videos on her phone. I nodded, said "uh-huh" in the right places. Inside, something cold and hard was forming. Her laughter filled the room, high-pitched, carefree. She told me about a sale at Sephora, about her friend's new boyfriend who worked in finance, about a restaurant downtown she wanted to try. Italian, the expensive kind with the tasting menu. "We should go this weekend," she said. "Maybe," I said. She scrolled through photos of the place, showed me the bread they served, the wine list, the desserts. I looked at her, really looked at her, the way she gestured with her hands, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear, the way she expected me to listen, to care, to smile, the way she'd dismissed Max like he was furniture she'd sold on Facebook Marketplace. "You okay?" she asked, halfway through dessert. "Fine," I said. "You're quiet." "Just tired." She reached across the table, squeezed my hand. "You're too sensitive about the dog thing," she said. "Seriously, we can get another one, a puppy this time, something cuter." I pulled my hand back. "Maybe," I said. She went back to her phone. I watched her scroll, double-tap photos, leave comments, heart emojis, fire emojis. The glow of the screen lit up her face. She laughed at something, turned the phone to show me. I couldn't even register what it was. I didn't argue. I just nodded. The apartment was mine. My name on the lease, my furniture, my TV, my everything. She'd moved in 2 years ago with a suitcase and a smile. Said she just needed a place to crash for a few weeks. Her roommate situation had fallen through. She had nowhere to go. I'd let her stay. Let her take over the second closet. Let her fill the bathroom with her things. Let her feel at home. "Just until I get back on my feet," she'd said. That was 2 years ago. Now I started paying attention. Her laptop, the one I bought her for her birthday, on my credit card, $1,500. Her car, the one in my name because her credit was bad. Monthly payments coming from my account, $367 a month. Her phone, on my family plan. Another line I paid for. Her jewelry, her clothes, her shoes, her everything, all purchased with my money, all in my apartment, most of it technically mine. I pulled up my credit card statements, scrolled back through 2 years of transactions: Sephora, Ulta, Nordstrom, Revolve, Zara, H&M, Forever, 21, Amazon, Target, hundreds of charges, some small, some large, all adding up. I did the math. Over $40,000 in 2 years. $40,000 on someone who sold my dog for makeup. I didn't confront her. I waited. The days passed. She went to work, came home, scrolled through her phone, talked about nothing. I smiled. I nodded. I made dinner. She thought I'd forgiven her, thought I'd moved on. She started mentioning getting a new dog, sent me pictures of puppies, golden retrievers, labs. "This one's so cute," she'd say. I'd look at the photos, say nothing. 3 days after Max disappeared, she asked for money again. "There's this designer bag I really want," she said over breakfast. "It's only $800. "Only," I repeated. "Come on, babe. You have the money." "Not right now," I said. She rolled her eyes. "You're so cheap. You know that?" I smiled. "Maybe." She went back to her phone, kept scrolling through photos of the bag. A Gucci. Beige with gold hardware. "My friend just got one," she said. "Everyone's getting them." "That's nice," I said. She huffed, pushed her plate away. "Whatever, I'll just save up myself." I sipped my coffee. She didn't realize I was watching, didn't realize I was counting every dismissive word, every entitled demand, every casual cruelty. She thought I'd given up. She had no idea what was coming. I started moving things that week. Small things first, things she wouldn't notice missing. My grandfather's watch, my laptop, important documents, birth certificate, passport, social security card. I took them to a storage unit across town, rented it under my name. Cash payment. She didn't notice. Then I called a lawyer. I explained everything. The apartment, the lease, the car, the phone, the purchases. "Everything in the apartment is technically mine," I said. "She's not on the lease. Her car is in my name. Her phone is on my plan. Can I reclaim it?" He was quiet for a moment. I could hear him typing. "Legally, yes. If she has no proof of ownership and you're the sole leaseholder, you have the right to remove her and keep your property." "What about her stuff, her clothes and things?" "You'd need to give her reasonable time to collect personal items. But anything purchased with your money that's titled in your name, that's yours." My chest tightened. "Good," I said. "Do you have receipts, proof of purchase?" "Everything. Credit card statements, loan documents, phone bills." "Then you're covered. Just document everything. Take photos, make lists, and when you remove her, do it legally. Change the locks, but leave her personal belongings accessible." "How long do I have to give her?" "A few hours is reasonable, maybe a day, enough time to collect essentials." "Perfect." I went through our bank statements that night, my credit card bills, the car loan documents, the phone plan details. Everything was in my name. Everything. She had nothing. No paper trail, no proof of ownership, no legal claim to anything. She'd lived in my apartment for 2 years and owned almost nothing. I made a list. Started with the big items. Laptop, $1,500. iPad, $800. Car, $18,000 loan. My name, my credit, my monthly payments, phone, my family plan. The designer handbag I'd bought her for Christmas, $1,200. The jewelry I'd given her for our anniversary, $2,000. The watch I'd bought her birthday before last, $600, all mine. I took photos of everything, receipts from my email, screenshots of credit card charges, Photos of the car title, the phone bill, the lease agreement. I built a file, organized it, labeled it. The lawyer reviewed it over email. "You're covered," he wrote back. "Proceed carefully but confidently. You have every legal right." I sat in the apartment that night. She was out with friends. Girls' night. She'd taken an Uber, said she'd be home late. I looked around the living room, her throw pillows on my couch, her candles on my shelves, her photos in my frames. Not anymore. I didn't call the lawyer back. I didn't need to. I already knew how this would end. The next week, she went to visit her mother for the weekend. "I'll be back Sunday night," she said, kissing my cheek. "Miss me?" "Drive safe," I said. I watched her pack, watched her throw clothes in a bag, watched her take my car keys off the hook. "Love you," she called from the door. "You too," I said. The moment her car was gone, I started. I changed the locks first, called a locksmith, explained I needed it done immediately, paid extra for the rush. He had them done in 2 hours. New deadbolt, new knob, new keys. I tested them, locked, unlocked, locked again. Then I called the car dealership. "I need to report my vehicle," I said. "It's been taken without permission." "Stolen?" the woman asked. "Yes." I gave them the VIN, the license plate, the GPS tracking information. "We'll send someone out immediately," she said. They tracked it by GPS, found it parked in her mother's driveway 3 hours away. Called me at midnight. "We've recovered the vehicle. It's being transported back to your area. You can pick it up tomorrow." "Thank you," I said. I called the phone company next. "I need to remove a line from my family plan." "Can I ask why?" "It's no longer needed." "Okay. Which number?" I gave them hers. "Done. The line will be disconnected within the hour." "Perfect." I went through the apartment methodically, room by room, her laptop from the desk, her iPad from the nightstand, her designer handbag from the closet, the jewelry box from the dresser, the watch from the bathroom counter. Everything I'd paid for, everything in my name. I packed it into boxes, taped them shut, labeled them mine. Then I boxed up her clothes, her shoes, her toiletries, her personal items, things she'd bought herself, things that were actually hers. I carried them down to the building lobby, 6 boxes, stacked them neatly, wrote her name on each one in black marker. I left a note on top. "Your personal belongings. Everything else stays." I worked through the night, cleaning, organizing, removing every trace of her shampoo from the shower, her toothbrush from the sink, her hair ties from the counter, her magnets from the fridge, her books from the shelves. Gone. By Sunday morning, the apartment was mine again. Empty. Quiet. Just like when Max was gone. But this time, it felt right. I sat on the couch, drank my coffee, waited. She showed up Sunday night at 7. I heard her footsteps in the hallway, heard her humming, then I heard her trying her key in the lock. Once, twice, 3 times. "What the hell?" I heard her mutter. She tried again, jiggled the handle. Then the pounding started. "Open the door!" I sat on the couch, didn't move. "I know you're in there! Open the fucking door!" More pounding, harder now. The door shook. "This isn't funny! Open up!" I sipped my coffee. Then her phone rang, or tried to. I heard her pull it out, heard the confusion in her voice. "What? Why isn't—" She tried again. "No service? What the fuck?" She pounded on the door again. "What did you do to my phone?" I set down my coffee, waited. 10 minutes later, she was screaming in the hallway. "Where's my car? Where's my phone? What did you do?" I walked to the door, stood right behind it, didn't open it. "Your things are in the lobby," I said through the door. "Everything else is mine. You can't do this, that's my stuff." "It's my stuff. I paid for it, my name, my money, my property. That's my car." "No. It's my car. My name on the title, my loan, my payments. I'll call the cops." "Go ahead. My lawyer's already prepared for that." Silence. I could hear her breathing on the other side of the door, heavy, panicked. Then, "Please." Her voice cracked. Please, I'm sorry about the dog. I'll help you find him. I'll make it right. You sold him for makeup, I said. You made your choice. I made a mistake. Please, we can talk about this. Just open the door. No, please. Goodbye. I walked back to the couch, heard her crying in the hallway, heard her trying to call someone on a phone that didn't work, heard her kick the door. You're an asshole, she screamed. A fucking asshole. I turned on the TV. Eventually, she left. I sat in the silence. The apartment was empty. No makeup on the counter, no throw pillows on the couch. No photos on the shelves, no Max sleeping by my feet. But it was mine. All mine.